morning light falls on the floor like it did 1,000 times before, but nothing feels the way it did since you became a stranger here. Your empty laugh still fills my mind, even when I know it's gone. You moved on without looking back. I stayed where we lost our path. Love you forgot still lives inside my heart. Every promise you let fade still shines where we were made. I whisper your name to the wind, knowing it won't answer again. Love you forgot is the love I still remember. I found our movie ticket stubs pressed inside an old notebook. The paper aged, the ink grew pale, but not the story that it tells. The city learned another song, mine still ends where you belong. Some hearts forget to hold on, others never learn to let go. Love you forgot still echoes through these walls. Every dream we left behind still wakes me in the night. I don't wait beside the door like I used to before. Love you forgot still quietly remembers you. Maybe forgetting was your healing, maybe remembering became mine. Two hearts chose different roads, but they began beneath the same sky. Love you forgot will never ask you to return. It only thanks the time we had and every lesson that I learned. Though your memories slowly fade, mine have found a peaceful place. Love you forgot will always be the part of me that loved without regret. An old melody drifts through the evening air. I don't sing along anymore. I simply smile because once it was our song. Some moments never leave, no matter how many years pass. The evening fell so quietly as your hand slipped out of mine. One last smile you couldn't hold, one last look that changed my life. The wind carried your goodbye before your lips ever tried. I thought it was just another kiss. I never knew it would be the last. I still feel our last kiss like a flame that never fades. Every heartbeat brings me back to that unforgettable place. Though your lips are far away, the feeling never left that day. I still feel our last kiss living underneath my skin. corner where we stood, the street remembers better than I could. Even the rain feels familiar there, like it still carries your breath in the air. Time has changed the world around, but not the silence that I found. Some memories don't ask to stay, they simply never walk away. I still feel our last kiss in every lonely midnight, like a promise left unfinished, disappearing with the light. Every dream I couldn't keep still finds me when I sleep. I still feel our last kiss, though your heart is out of reach. If I had known that moment would become my favorite goodbye, I would have held you a little longer and memorized the tears in your eyes. I still feel our last kiss, not with sorrow but with grace, because even broken love can leave a beautiful embrace. If forever wasn't ours, at least we had that final spark. I still feel our last kiss, like the last star before the morning. The dawn arrives without a sound. The warmth of your goodbye has faded from my lips, but it will always remain in my heart. I thought love would lift us, instead it pulled me under. I carried every dream we made, even as your footsteps faded. You let go a little each day, while I begged our hearts to stay. The mirror showed a tired face, still chasing what time couldn't save. Love shouldn't feel like losing breath, just trying to keep it alive. Love too heavy to carry, still weighing on my soul. I gave you every piece of me until I wasn't whole. I held the sky above our heads while my own world fell apart. Love too heavy to carry left its fingerprints on my heart. Your side of the closet stands so bare, but I still pause when I pass there. The house has learned your absence well, I still haven't learned it myself. Every hallway knows your name, even if I never say it again. I kept mistaking pain for hope until I couldn't hold them both. Love too heavy to carry, like stones beneath the sea. The deeper that I held it close, the more it buried me. Every promise lost its wings long before the ending came. Love too heavy to carry still whispers through the rain.
The
ground. I'm no longer lifting yesterday. I'm laying the weight back down. What remains is not the pain, but the strength it gave to me. Love too heavy to carry, taught me when love must be set free. The river doesn't fight the mountain, it simply finds another way forward. And tonight, so do I. You were here yesterday. Today, only your silence remains. Your coat no longer hangs by the door, but I still glance there out of habit. The morning came like any other day, except you never came back with it. The house remembers every sound, now all it knows is emptiness. You disappeared so quietly that my heart still waits for an explanation. You left without goodbye, without a last embrace. You vanished like the evening light, leaving shadows in your place. I kept one light on every night, believing you'd come home. You left without goodbye and left me here alone. Message on my phone still ends with words that sounded warm. I never knew they were the last before everything was gone. The seasons kept changing outside while I stayed frozen in that night. Sometimes silence says enough to break a heart forever. You left without goodbye, without looking in my eyes. Every question fills the space where your answer should have stayed. I searched for closure in the wind, but only found your name again. You left without goodbye, taking every what if with you. To remember how it felt before you disappeared. You left without goodbye, but I won't stay where you left me. I'll carry every beautiful memory without carrying the weight forever. Your absence wrote the deepest chapter, but it won't write the ending of my story. You left without goodbye, yet somehow I finally found my own farewell. The door opens to another morning, no footsteps return, only the quiet courage to keep walking forward. never warms the empty truth. Your picture leans against the wall, like time forgot to let it fall. I learned to live without your touch, but missing you still hurts this much. Everyone says time can heal. Why does this pain still feel so real? My heart won't heal, no matter how I try. Every goodbye still finds a way to bring tears to my eyes. The days move on without your love, but I'm still standing still. My heart won't heal, it only learns to hide. I heard our favorite song today. It stole my breath and slipped away. The melody became your voice, a memory without a choice. I smiled before the tears could fall, pretending I had lost it all. Some scars are written far too deep to disappear with quiet sleep. My heart won't heal, it remembers every word, every promise we once made still waits to be heard. I let you go with open hands, but couldn't free my soul. My heart won't heal, it still calls you home. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe it's learning how to breathe with the empty space you left behind, without asking you to return to me. My heart won't heal, but it won't stop beating too. Every crack became a place where hope quietly grew. I'll carry love without regret, even if the pain remains. My heart won't heal, but it will rise again. The first light touches the quiet sky. The wound is still there, but so is the strength to face another day. When they will cry when he left, I saved every tear for tonight. Your empty side still holds the cold, where your heartbeat used to belong. I learned to smile through every day, then broke apart when night arrived. The silence wears your voice somehow. Even now I hear it loud. I kept pretending I was strong, just to make it through alone. Tears I saved for you are falling one by one. Every drop remembers the love we couldn't outrun. I buried all my pain behind a face that never changed. The tears I for you. Finally know your name. The letters faded in the drawer, but I still read them like before. The coffee shop where we would stay feels like a stranger now today. Time moved everything ahead, except the words inside my head. Some hearts heal in quiet ways, mine still wanders through those days. Tears I save for you still fall with every rain. Every dream we left behind returns to me again. I never asked for one more chance, only one more honest glance. The tears I saved for you were love I couldn't have. Maybe tears are not a weakness, maybe they're the proof we cared. Some hearts don't break because they're fragile, they break because they loved without fear. Tears I saved for you no longer ask you to return. They fall for everything we were, and every lesson I have learned. I'll carry the love, not the regret, the memories, not the chains. The tears I saved for you will become tomorrow's rain. The clouds drift away before the sunrise. The last tear falls into the quiet earth, and for the first time it grows into peace. I never saw the moment your heart stopped choosing mine. You still stood next to me each day, but your smile had slipped away. Your eyes no longer held the light used to make my world so bright. We spoke in words that felt so small, like strangers sharing the same walls. The hardest part wasn't goodbye, it was watching love slowly die. When you turned cold, winter found my soul. Every touch became a memory, every promise lost its meaning. I kept reaching through the frost, trying to save what we had lost. When you turned cold, I learned love can't warm one heart alone. The roses dried inside the vase, like time had frozen in one place. Your laughter became unfamiliar, a distant sound I couldn't searched your face for yesterday, but yesterday had walked away. Sometimes forever doesn't end, it quietly slips through your hands. When you turned cold, the silence took control. Every dream we used to share faded into empty air. I stayed beneath the falling snow, waiting for warmth that never showed. When you turned cold, you left before you left at all. Maybe your heart was breaking too, in ways I couldn't understand. But instead of letting me hold your pain, you let go of my hand. When you turned cold, I thought I'd never heal, but frozen hearts can find the sun when they choose to feel again. I'll remember who you were, not the silence you became, because love deserves a better ending than becoming someone else's winter. Spring arrived without asking permission. The flowers bloomed where the snow once lived, and so did the part of me that thought it never could. I thought we were fighting together. I didn't know I was fighting alone. You stopped reaching for my hand long before I understood. Your smile stayed but not your heart. The distance quietly pulled us apart. I kept believing every fall could still become another dawn. I was fixing every crack while you never looked back. When you gave up first, I was still holding on, building tomorrow from broken words, thinking we could still be strong. I carried all our fading hopes across a bridge already gone. When you gave up first, I never had a chance at all. The calendar moved page by page, but I was trapped on that last day. Your empty chair across the room still fills the silence every afternoon. The flowers I forgot to water bloomed once before surrendering to. Love can't survive on borrowed faith when only one heart chooses to stay. When you gave up first, the ending had already begun. I was chasing yesterday while you were becoming someone else. Every promise slipped away before I knew it had changed. When you gave up first, you left me loving what was gone. Maybe we both were breaking, just in different ways. You learned how to wasn't the reason. Giving up was. I remember the heart I gave without regretting that it was real. Because loving you completely will never be the thing I need to heal from. The old bridge still stands above the river. I don't cross it anymore. Some places are only meant to remind us how far we've already come. Every song begins the same, with a memory of you. The guitar rests against the wall, still waiting for your favorite chord. I play the notes we used to know, but only echoes sing along. The melody remembers us better than my fading mind. Some names disappear with time, yours keeps finding every rhyme. You're the one I still sing about when the lights are all burned out. Every lyric finds your eyes, every chorus says goodbye. Lights shine across my face, but can't fill your empty place. Applause fades into the night like your shadow out of sight. Every verse I leave behind still carries pieces of your smile. I stopped writing to bring you back. I write because my heart remembers. You're the one I still sing about, the silence between every sound. Every harmony I find still begins with you in mind. Time can change the melody, but not what you meant to me. You're the one I still sing about in every song I write. Maybe someday someone else will hear these words and understand that the deepest songs are born from hearts that loved with empty hands. You're the one I still sing about, but these songs belong to me now. They no longer ask you to return, they simply tell the truth we learned. If love becomes a melody, then you'll always be the first note in me. You're the one I still sing about, and that's how I'll remember us. The final note hangs softly in the air. The audience grows quiet, but only I know who the song was always for. I held on because I loved you, not knowing love was already slipping away. The picture frame is gathering dust, like the promise promises we left untouched. I still remember your gentle smile before it faded mile by mile. I kept believing we'd be fine while you were leaving in your mind. I held your heart with trembling hands. You were already letting go of mine. Love that hurt to hold was never meant to grow old. Every heartbeat called your name while you quietly walked away. I carried us through every storm till I couldn't stand anymore. Love that hurt to hold still weighs upon my soul. The empty seat across from me still feels like where you're meant to be. I catch myself with words to say, then remember you've gone away. The seasons painted different skies, but never changed these sleepless nights. I was afraid to lose your love, so I forgot to save myself. Love that hurt to hold, turn warmth into the cold. Every dream I tried to save was washed away like waves. I gave tomorrow all I had, while yesterday kept pulling back. Love that hurt to hold couldn't be held forever. Maybe love should never feel like begging someone else to stay. The right heart doesn't make you wonder if you're enough at the end of the day. Love that hurt to hold has finally left my hands, not because I stopped loving you, but because I finally understand. Real love shouldn't leave you broken or make your heart feel small. Love that hurt to hold was never mine to carry alone. The rain finally gives way to a quiet sky. I unclench my hands at last. Some loves are only meant to teach us when it's time to let go. Forever didn't disappear, it stayed behind with me. The house still wears your favorite light, glowing softly every night. I never change the little things, afraid they take your memory with them. The years keep riding over us, but never erase your touch. Some promises outlive the hearts that could no longer keep them. I still miss our forever, the future we used to know, every dream we drew together. Never learned to let me go. The world keeps turning without us, but part of me stands still. I still miss our forever more than I miss yesterday. yesterday, just like the night you walked away. I almost turned to call your name before remembering everything had changed. The city found another rhythm, mine still beats in slow motion. Time taught me how to carry on, not how to stop remembering. I still miss our forever, the life we couldn't reach. Every promise became a star, too distant for my hands to keep. I no longer wait for your return, but I still visit what we were. I still miss our forever, like the sea misses the shore. Maybe forever isn't measured by how long two people stay. Maybe it's the mark they leave behind long after they've gone away. I still miss our forever, but I don't miss who we've become. Some endings save the parts of us that love alone couldn't hold together. I'll carry the light we once created without chasing where it went. I still miss our forever, because it was beautiful while it lasted. The sky slowly fills with evening stars. I don't wish on them anymore. I simply remember that once we dreamed beneath the same sky. You didn't break my heart first. You broke the promise we built it on. The ring of your laughter still remains inside these quiet window panes. You said we'd never lose our way, but forever faded into yesterday. I believed every word you said until they became silence instead. Trust doesn't disappear at once, it falls one promise at a time. When you broke the promise, you broke the world we knew. Every dream we built together fell apart without you. I was still believing while you had already gone. When you broke the promise, you left me holding on alone. The letters hidden in the drawer still whisper what they're written for. I read them like there's someone else is trying to understand what happened. The moon still shines above this town, but never finds the love we found. Some lies are never spoken aloud. They're hidden inside used to blame myself for everything, wondering where I wasn't enough. Now I know love can't survive when only one heart keeps its word. When you broke the promise, you also set me free from chasing someone who stopped choosing me. I remember the love we shared without carrying the broken vow, because the heart that stayed honest deserves a brighter tomorrow somehow. The old promise fades like ink beneath the rain. Some words are meant to be forgotten, but the strength they leave behind is forever. Some songs never end. They just keep playing inside the heart. I heard a melody today, floating from a passing car. For a moment time stood still and brought me back to where we are. The notes faded with the wind, but the ache stayed within. Some voices disappear with time. Yours still lives between the lines. You're still my sad song, the one I can't sing without breaking. Every verse carries your name, every chorus hides the pain. Even when the music fades, your echo always remains. You're still my sad song, the melody I never finished. The old guitar leans by the wall, missing the hands that knew us both. I play the chords we used to love, but they don't sound the same alone. Every silence finds a tune that somehow leads me back to you. I stopped writing to bring you back. Now I write to let you stay as a memory. You're still my sad song, playing softly through the years. Every lyric holds the truth. I was happiest with you, though another dawn arrives. Your harmony survives. You're still my sad song that never lost its meaning. Maybe every broken heart leaves behind a melody, not to keep the pain alive, but to remind us we once loved completely. You're still my sad song, but no longer my goodbye. Now you're the quiet part of me that time could never rewrite. If someone asks why I still smile when this old tune begins, I'll say it's because love once lived here, and beautiful things deserve to be remembered. The final piano note fades into the morning air. I close my eyes, breathe with the silence, and let the song finish where our story could end. Never noticed the exact day, only that your love stopped finding me. Your voice became a little colder every morning, every night. The smile that once felt like home could no longer meet my eyes. I kept believing we'd be fine while your heart was saying goodbye. Love didn't leave with one last kiss. It disappeared in little moments I missed. When you stopped loving me, the world lost all its color. I was still writing off forever while you erased each other. Every I love you turned to air, leaving silence everywhere. When you stopped loving me, I was the last one holding on. The empty cup beside the sink still waits for hands that won't return. I folded all our memories away, but somehow they still unfold. Even the mirror looks away when I whispered your name. Some hearts leave long before they go. I just never wanted to know. When you stopped loving me, the light went out so slowly. I kept chasing yesterday while tomorrow grew so lonely. Every promise lost its sound before it touched the ground. When you stopped loving me, you left without leaving. Maybe love doesn't always end with tears. Sometimes it ends with quiet distance. Two hearts sleeping side by side, dreaming separate lives. When you stopped loving me, I thought I'd never breathe again. But broken hearts still find the sunrise even after endless rain. I'll remember who we were without chasing who you became. When you stopped loving me, I finally learned to love myself again. The morning opens another window. The air feels different now. Not because you came back, but because I finally stopped waiting. I tried to leave the past behind, but it always finds me first. The rain tapped softly on my door like it had somewhere been before. A faded photo slipped from a book with the same familiar look. I close my eyes to forget your face, but but every silence knew your place. Some memories never fade away, they just learn new ways to stay. Memories that haunt me follow every step I take. Every smile I try to wear slowly starts to break. I hear your name inside the wind, though you're nowhere to be seen. Memories that haunt me still wake me from my dreams. The old cafe has changed its walls, but I still remember our calls. A stranger laughed across the room. For a second, I thought it was you. Funny how a single sound can bring a whole world crashing down. I buried yesterday so deep, yet somehow it never sleeps. Memories that haunt me like shadows after light. Every road I walk alone leads back to that goodbye. The years keep moving endlessly, but your echo waits for me. Memories that haunt me never learn to leave. Maybe ghosts aren't made of souls, maybe they're unfinished moments, the words we never had a chance to say, still searching for tomorrow. Memories that haunt me no longer steal my life, they've become quiet reminders of a love that changed my life. I'll carry them like falling leaves, beautiful but never meant to stay. Memories that haunt me will one day become the wind behind me. The waves erase my footprints from the shore. The ocean remembers, even when the sand chooses to let go. You didn't break my heart once, you left it in pieces. There's a crack in every memory, a different pain for every dream. Your empty side still tells the truth that love can disappear too soon. I gather moments from the floor, but they don't fit like they did before. Some hearts don't shatter all at once, they slowly fall apart in silence. Heart full of broken pieces, scattered through the years. Everyone still carries the echo of your tears. I try to build us back again with hands that couldn't mend. A heart full of broken pieces, still searching for its home. I found your shadow in the rain, walking where we used to stay. The streets forgot our footsteps now, but I still remember keeps turning empty pages while I keep reading yesterday's faces. Healing isn't finding what was lost, it's learning to live with what's left behind. Heart full of broken pieces, still beating through the pain. Every scar reminds me love was never lived in vain. I stopped chasing what was gone and started caring what remained. A heart full of broken pieces, still found the strength to be. Maybe broken hearts aren't empty, maybe they're just filled with stories. Every crack lets in a little light until the darkness loses the fight. Heart full of broken pieces, no longer afraid to fall, because every shattered moment helped me become stronger than them all. I'll remember your love with gratitude, not with the weight of goodbye. A heart full of broken pieces still knows how to love again. The stained glass window catches the morning sun, its cracks don't hide the light, they make it shine in colors it never knew before. No matter how far I run, my thoughts always find you. Another sunset paints the sky, the same colors you used to like. I catch myself turning around as if you'd still be standing there. The world keeps speaking over me, but all I hear is yesterday. I told my heart to let you go, it only learned your name instead. Lost in the thought of you, like a ship without the shore. Every moment pulls me back to what we were before. I close my eyes to find some peace, but your memory never sleeps. Lost in the thought of you, even when I try to move on. Your favorite bookstore closed last week, still I stopped outside its door. Not because I thought you'd come, but because my heart remembered more. The pages of another life still turn to where you smiled at me. Some people leave the room behind, others stay inside your mind. Lost in the thought of you, like rain trapped in the clouds. Every road I choose to take still quietly turns around. I learned to live without your touch, but never without your trace. Lost in the thought of you, in every ordinary day. Maybe forgetting isn't healing, maybe healing is accepting that some memories become part of us without asking to be erased. lost in the thought of you, but no longer lost in myself. Your love became a distant light instead of a prison cell. I'll carry every beautiful moment without wishing for another chance. Lost in the thought of you, yet finally walking toward tomorrow. A paper plane disappears into the evening sky. I don't watch where it lands. Some dreams are meant to fly farther than our hearts can follow. Love didn't disappear overnight. It faded while I was still trying. You stopped reaching for my hand like we were strangers once again. Your smile stayed for everyone except the place where I belonged. I watched the distance fill your eyes before we ever said goodbye. I was watering a dying rose while you were letting go. You let our love die without a single fight. I was holding on to hope. You were letting go that night. Every promise turned to dust long before we gave up us. You let our love die while mine was still alive. The echoes linger in our home, where silence slowly built a throne. Your favorite chair sits by the window, but no one waits there anymore. The rain keeps tapping on the glass, like it's asking where we pass. Some endings aren't made by goodbye, they're made by hearts that stop trying. You let our love die like a flame without the air. I kept shielding it from storms while you no longer care. Every dream we used to hold turned into a story never told. You let our love die before I knew it was gone. I blamed myself for far too long, thinking I had done you wrong. Then I learned love cannot survive when only one heart keeps it alive. You let our love die, but you couldn't break my soul. The love I gave was honest, even if it couldn't make us whole. I'll never regret loving deeply, only forgetting to love myself too. You let our love die, but you won't bury the light I found in the truth. Some endings are meant but never leave your heart. The morning light slips through the blinds, but never reaches what's inside. Your shadow doesn't fill this room, still somehow it follows me. I learned your absence has a voice, it speaks the loudest when I'm alone. I thought time would erase your name, instead it carved it deeper. You're the pain I live with, the silence I can't outrun. Every smile I wear outside hides what I've become. I keep breathing, I keep moving, but something stays unfinished. You're the pain I live with, the goodbye that never ended. I walked across our favorite bridge. The river looked the same, only the reflection changed. A lonely face replacing yours. The wind carried a familiar song, then vanished before I could hold on. Some wounds don't ask for healing, they only ask to be remembered. You're the pain I live with, like winter inside spring. Every memory blooms again, no matter what tomorrow brings. I stopped searching for your footsteps, but I still hear them in the rain. You're the pain I live with, that quietly became part of me. Maybe loving someone deeply means carrying a piece of them forever, not as a burden, but as a chapter that shaped your soul. You're the pain I live with, but you no longer own my life. The tears have turned into lessons, the scars have turned into light. I'll remember you without breaking, I'll miss you without losing me. You're the pain I live with, but you're no longer the reason I can't breathe. The tide returns to the shore without asking the waves to stay. I watch it come and go, knowing even the deepest pain cannot stop the ocean from moving forward. Maybe I'm the only one who never stopped believing. The porch light still comes on at dusk, like it's waiting just for us. Your empty chair faces the sky, where we used to lose track of time. The world moved on without a sound. I'm still standing on our ground. Call it hope or call it foolishness, my heart still hasn't learned the difference. I still believe in us, even if you don't anymore. Somewhere beyond these broken days lives the beautiful chapter of my life. The sunrise paints the sky in quiet gold. Some dreams don't come true, they simply become the light that helps us find our way forward. You didn't leave all at once. You disappeared, one heartbeat at a time. Your smile stayed, but not for me. Your eyes were somewhere I couldn't see. We shared the silence every night, while love was fading out of sight. You held my hand without the warmth, like winter hiding in your palms. I kept believing we were strong. You were already moving on. You walked out slowly, long before you closed the door. I was saving every promise, you weren't saving us anymore. Every step you took away left another piece of yesterday. You walked out slowly, while I stayed exactly where you left me. Your favorite cup is gone today, only the circle on the table stayed. The house remembers how you laughed, now even echoes never last. I searched the rooms for something real, but only found the way I feel. Love doesn't always end with goodbye. Sometimes it disappears before our eyes. You walked out slowly, like the sunset leaving the sky. I kept waiting for tomorrow, while you whispered your last goodbye. Every dream we couldn't save still wanders through the empty space. You walked out slowly, and silence took your place. If I had known your heart was leaving, I would have stopped chasing yesterday. Some stories aren't meant to be rewritten, they're meant to teach us when to walk away. You walked out slowly, but I won't stay behind forever. The love I gave was honest, even if we couldn't stay together. I'll carry the good more than the pain, the smiles more than the rain. You walked out slowly, and I finally found the courage to keep walking too. The old doorway stands open to the evening breeze. No footsteps return across the floor, only the quiet sound of a heart choosing tomorrow. Even after all this time, my heart still knows your name. The first rain touched the empty street, just like the night we had to leave. I watched the traffic pass me by while memories filled the sky. I thought I buried every dream, but they still wake inside of me. The lips can learn to stay silent. The heart never forgets the sound. My heart called your name across the falling rain. Every echo came back empty, but I called you just the same. The world kept turning on while I stayed where you'd been gone. My heart called your name long after you stopped listening. An old coat hangs behind the door. I don't wear it anymore. Still every winter brings me back to footprints fading into black. The calendar keeps changing years, but never counts forgotten tears. Some feelings lose their voice, mine only learn to whisper. My heart called your name like waves calling to the shore, knowing they can never stay, still returning more and more. Every sunset closed the day without taking you away. My heart called your name, even when I said nothing at all. Maybe love doesn't disappear, it becomes the quiet between heartbeats, a place where someone once belonged. Even after they're gone, my heart called your name, now only inside silent prayers. Not to bring you back to me, but to thank you for being there. I'll carry every beautiful goodbye without asking time to rewind. My heart called your name until it finally learned to call mine. Lone bird disappears beyond the evening cloud.